We are neither nutritionists or medical providers. The topics discussed on this show are from our own research and experiences. Please consult your medical provider before attempting anything discussed on this show. Welcome to another episode of
Sjogren Strong. I'm Brian.
And I am Lupe.
And this is your podcast discussing how to live an active and healthy lifestyle despite a diagnosis of Sjogren's. Today's episode is going to discuss panic.
Second verse. Same as the verse.
For those of you who've seen this graphic before, click play this time. You'll hear us.
I bet they clicked play last time and they didn't hear us.
Probably. But, it's a learning experience.
Jeanette, she had one job.
One job.
Oh, it's funny because we were having, difficulties last week.
Yeah, things happen. I mean, broadcasting live is actually a pretty complex thing. There's lots of cables and wires and hardware and softwares and every once in a while something just happens.
It almost happened again today.
But Jeanette saved the day. That training, that remedial training kicked in.
We love you, Jeanette.
We're just giving you a hard time.
And for those of you that are just seeing graphics, that's all that
that's all that you're going to see today. We're shy.
We're shy today.
Okay. Lupe punched me in the eye and I have a big black eye and I don't want any of you to see it.
I didn't do my hair. No, it's just one of those things today. So, but at least we wanted to get an episode out because last week we didn't. And this week, we're going to kind of recap what we did.
It's been a few weeks, but it's been a few weeks because your boss is like cracking the whip at work.
Man, he's got me chained to my desk. It's been really busy for me. The last several weeks, I've been working about 10, 11 hours, just nonstop. It's just not stopping. So, that's why, I just couldn't get away. So, but we attempted last week, and, here we are again. But most importantly, even though I've been really busy, I've still been walking and during my break trying to get out and exercising, so I'm still doing that.
Yeah, which is good. But yeah, from time to time life happens and we get thrown 11-hour work days, and one of the last things you want to do after 11 hours is drive past home to the studio.
Well, imagine I leave my house at 7 to 7.
Yeah,
it was just a lot. And,
but it's okay. And everybody out there listening to this show especially, you probably understand completely.
Yeah, but you know what, guys, what I did want to share with you guys, that even though I've been really busy, I don't feel like exhausted to the point where I just go home and fall asleep. I'm kidding. I do that.
But your mind's been sharp.
I said do. Actually, yes, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. My mind has been really, really sharp, and I can't explain it. I work with a lot of numbers at work, so I don't know if I don't know what's happening, but my mind has been really sharp.
And before we get into what I think it is, I don't like it because I can't get away with anything.
What?
It's like, didn't you just have a cookie? No, that must be your brain fog. I can't get away with it.
Nope, I haven't had brain fog. I've been really sharp, remembering things. I've been remembering stories from back in the day, 5th grade. And I'm like, where did that memory come from? I'm talking that kind of sharp. And so I'm excited about that.
Yeah. And back in the day, in the early days of Dr. Reba, he told you to go buy Sudoku books and word cross and games that you have to think and use your mind, because he said it will help keep you sharp.
And I haven't been playing Sudoku, but a few months ago, I haven't done it in a while, but I have this word game on my phone that I do enjoy playing, but I haven't done that, obviously, because who has time for that? Don't even have time to be on Facebook and Instagram. But I'm just excited that my mind is sharp, and I can't explain it. I know you've told me, Brian, that your brain is not a muscle, because if you don't use it, you lose it. But whatever I'm doing, it's working, and I love it.
And Lucille, you must have come in a little late. I apologize. It's my fault you cannot see us today. That's because I mouthed off and Lupe dotted my I, and I'm a little embarrassed. So please bear with us. You get the audio.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to get an episode out this week again because last week we I don't know what happened yesterday. The audio just didn't work. So here we are again.
And everybody, I'm kidding. She did not dot my I. I do not need a helpline or anything like that. Everything's good. Everything's good.
You better not say anything. I'll throat punch you again.
All right. So we've got something else to announce before we get into today's episode. And this is, I think, really cool.
I wanted to give a big shout out to Erica C and her family because they brought in a new bundle of joy to their home and welcome a baby boy, Brian.
They
and
did
Eric
not
wrote.
name it after me.
They didn't, but I thought it would be funny. Baby boy, born Saturday, 8/14 at 3:17 a.m., weighing 7 pounds, 3 ounces, and 19.25 inches long.
And we're going to kind of go out of order here. I'm going to read what they sent us, and then we'll jump back up.
Okay.
So this is quoting from them. And for those of you that are members of the Living Shogun Strong Facebook group, you might have seen and or heard a little bit about this because it's been posted there. For those of you who aren't, early access. You get the insides over there. But this is what was written. Again, Shelby, Lupe, and Brian, I want to thank you three from the bottom of my heart for what you do every day for your community of fellow Shogis. Although what you do might seem thankless, it is not. You are changing lives for those with this disease for the better. Because of the courage I got from your podcast, specifically the pregnancy episode, this little boy joined the world at 3:17 a.m., weighing 7 pounds, 3 ounces, 19 and a quarter inches long. He is perfectly healthy and perfect in every way. My pregnancy was an amazing journey that I felt so prepared for because of the information you provided and made easy to understand.
Yeah. When I saw that post, we were actually here in the studio, and I was outside and I popped on my phone, and I just came running inside and I showed it to Brian. I read it and I I just started crying because it just my heart was filled with such an amazing feeling of extreme gratitude. I didn't have any words.
It was really
Like,
kind of her
wow.
to share that with us. And for those of you who didn't hear that episode, you can go back. Shelby's been on 2 episodes, but it's the most recent one. And I believe the title was labor, Pregnancy and Labor with Sjogren's.
Yeah, it was one of the first episodes.
Oh, no. This was the second one.
Oh, there
we did
was
with
2.
Shelby.
Actually, there was
yeah.
2. There was 2.
So for those of you thinking about starting a family or adding to your family that has Sjogren's, this was obviously geared towards, labor and delivery. So not as beneficial for the guys. However, go back, check it out.
It was a very hot episode. It's top of the list. It was requested highly. Sorry, I have really dry mouth today, and I don't have a water bottle. But a lot of people were requesting it, and we're glad that we did it. And again, I know everybody's grateful for the podcast and the post and everything, but this one just really made me cry. So congratulations again.
Lupe wept. So, panic attacks.
So, guys, I know, I shouldn't say I know, but has it happened to anybody? I mean, has anybody ever felt like they just couldn't breathe?
I have from time to time.
Well, you're not showy, but okay, what happened to you?
I was holding my breath.
You're silly.
So it's been really hot in Southern California here, and we do not have AC at home. So we open doors, open windows, hope for a strong breeze, turn some fans on. Worst case scenario, go out back and sit in the shade. But with the warmth, dryness occurs.
Dryness has been really bad for me lately. Obviously, you guys could tell my voice is just harsh and cracking, and but it's been extremely dry, and my eyes have felt really dry. I've posted about my eyes and how I bought a new humidifier. My eyes, my nose, my mouth, my skin, just everything absolutely is dry to the bone. And I mean, my nose is so dry that it feels stuffy, but I mean, there's nothing in there. It's just dry.
Yeah. And it doesn't help when you do come to the studio and spend a lot of time because it's AC and it's really dry here.
Well, the studio, yeah, AC. And Brian, for whatever reason, he likes it below zero, and it really affects me because I start coughing really bad.
Well, a lot of my customers do video and there's lights on and there's heat.
Yeah, it's not below zero, but anyways.
So crazy over here is we're sitting in our recliners one evening and she like jumps up out of her chair and she's like in this panic, eyes are wide. And before I realized what was going on, she bolts past me to the kitchen and grabs some paper towels and wets them. And she's holding them up to her mouth to moisten some of the air she's inhaling through her mouth and nose.
He had no idea what I was doing, but yeah, that's what I did. It had started earlier that day, actually when we were here at the studio, and I was trying to read something to him or just talking to him, and I felt like I got really winded, like I had just ran a mile or something, right? And I don't think I was having hard time breathing, but I guess I was because I got winded when I tried talking, right? But I wasn't even doing anything. I was just kind of sitting down watching TV, and just slowly I felt like I couldn't breathe, and I did. I just bolted up, ran to the kitchen, and just like he said, I grabbed paper towels, and I just wetted and started breathing in the moisture.
So the light bulb finally clicks in my head and I realize what's going on. And I go to the bathroom and I start a very hot, steamy shower. And I go grab her and I get her in there, sitting down at first, just to start breathing in some moist air. I close the door behind me. I run to the kitchen, get a big pot of water boiling, get the tea kettle going. I just want to get as much moisture into the air as possible.
Definitely a panic attack.
And it's funny because when we can't breathe, it's alarming. And then we typically start to breathe faster, not giving our lungs enough time to exchange the air because it's not instant. So we're depriving ourselves of oxygen because we're breathing so fast.
Is it true that when you can't breathe or panic attack or people with asthma, they hold like a paper bag to their mouth? Does that really work?
I'm not sure if it's an old wives' tale, but when I was going through school to become an EMT, we were told never to do that.
Really?
And just to put oxygen on them, talk to them, and calm them down. And I don't want to say unfortunately, when people are in a panic, you start not thinking rationally. And we used to run quite a few calls, 911 calls, typically because of chest pain. We get there, we put a monitor on him, vitals are good, and we think this may be a panic attack. So we would start talking to them calmly and trying to get their heart rate to slow down and try to get their breathing to slow down. But they're depriving themselves of oxygen to the point their chest starts to hurt. Their fingertips will tingle, their toes will tingle, and that's our sign of, okay, let's just relax. And usually we could talk them down before we even left for the hospital.
Susan said that paper bag thing is hyperventilating.
Correct.
Well,
Correct.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I was referring to the treatment of. I don't know if the paper bag thing is
Gotcha.
a TV Hollywood thing, but
Gotcha.
we were told not to.
Well, before this has happened to me several times before. BC is before Colburn, before Brian Colburn, before we met and before I was diagnosed. It did happen to me several times where I'd be sleeping, and then in the middle of the night, next thing you know, I'm awake and I'm up, I'm standing up because I couldn't breathe. And I mean, imagine you weren't there. I was really panicking, but it's happened to me. It's happened to me several times when I just, wake up in a panic. But I just had to calm myself.
I remember the first time it happened when we were together. We were actually in Torrance at Del Amo Mall. And there's a long corridor in the mall where you can't see outside. And it's a really long corridor. And I mean, there's stores on each side and it's wide open. It's a mall. But you were like, I need to get out of here. I gotta go. I can't see outside. I gotta go. I'm like, where's the closest exit? Let's get her outside because she wants to see the sky.
I couldn't breathe. What causes that?
You're loco.
I can't even explain it. You know what? That used to happen to my dad a lot. We used to go to the mall and he's like, I can't. And I was like, Dad, I don't even get it. But just like Sjogren's and chronic illness, you don't get it until you get it, right?
Right. Well, and when you're psychologically having a panic attack like that, it can start to manifest physical complaints.
Yeah.
Physical issues to where, and that typically exacerbates the panic, and you kind of go downhill from there.
But you know what, guys?
She lived. By the way, if anyone's wondering, we made it out of the mall alive.
Yeah, we did. It several times at the mall. One time at Target, it was weird. I mean, I laugh about it now, but it wasn't really funny. Bernie said, we want to see your faces. Can we see faces right now?
We can. Lights aren't all up, but Jeanette, you heard her.
Here we are.
See, no black eye.
No black eye. My hair's all messed up. So, hi, everybody. Here we are. So I wanted to say I'm probably over a year ago, because a year ago was COVID. That's when it started. But when did we go to the Huntington? A few years ago.
That was about
Library.
3 years ago. Yeah.
So we went to the Huntington Library and we were taking a photography class. Hi, everybody. Heart to everybody. Okay. Love you guys. We were at the Huntington Beach Library and it was really, really hot. And it seems like this happens to me when it's really hot. And we were all in a group with all the students, and it was really hot. We were on cement. We were
in the ponds.
That's where it was. And I felt that I couldn't breathe, and I slowly started walking away from everybody because.
And I'm trying to take a really cool picture of this 100-year-old bonsai oak that's 4 foot tall. It was beautiful. And then I can't find my wife.
And I totally walked away without even saying anything to anybody. I was just looking for shade and water, and I kind of just segregated myself like a wounded animal. I was embarrassed a little bit. I didn't want my classmates to see that I was hurting, because I started crying all to myself. I started crying, and how scary is it that you can't breathe? And it seems that it only happens to me when it's hot, when it's really hot. And I'm wondering, does that happen to anybody else?
So if you're watching this live, you can comment and let us know. If you're not, send a private message. If you don't want comments to appear, with your name, send a private message. Let Lupe know. And I finally realized my wife's nowhere near me, and I start looking for her. And I find her sitting in the shade on a bench, and she's crying. I can see that she's crying before we're walking up to her. And you drank all your water. I remember going and filling up your water pack.
Well, I always carry when we're walking or it's hot or cold or whatever, I always carry a handkerchief with me, right? So because I know what I need to take care of myself when I feel like I can't breathe. So I always wet a hanky or a paper towel, and I didn't have any water, and I couldn't find any water at the gardens, right? I'm like, where's the water? I don't care if it's dirty. I just need something. And yeah, it was scary.
But, we got you calmed down, slowed your breathing down, got some water in you. I took your pack from you. We took a layer off of you. And you were able to calm down and enjoy the rest of the day.
Sometimes I pretend so he can carry my pack for me. That's not true. He's not going to believe me.
Since we're on this topic, we like to hike. We haven't in a while because of COVID. like that's an excuse. You can't go hike outdoors. But anyway, it's our excuse. I'll own it. She likes rocks, and where it's legal to collect rocks, only where it's
Nowhere.
legal, she's like, oh, this is a beautiful rock, and she wants to take it home. Well, it gets to the point to where I'm carrying 20 pounds of her rocks because they're pretty.
Come on, they're pretty. You know what? Sometimes they're really cool rocks. They look like turtles. I'm like, man, I can make something really pretty with this.
And never does.
I never make anything pretty with it, but
we have a lot of rocks.
for our rock garden.
We do have a rock garden in the backyard. We actually have a rock garden of everything you've collected.
I've collected it. I've packed it for 5-10 miles, and it's funny because Brian always says, we'll just get it on the way back, and I'm like, we don't know if we're coming this way. Maybe somebody else will take it. I don't want somebody else to take it. Like, guys, do you guys really go hiking and pack rocks? No.
So 2-3 miles into me carrying 40 pounds of her rocks, I start having a panic attack. I'm having a hard time. No, it's not that bad.
But guys, seriously, I'm curious. I mean, does this only happen to me? No shogis that I know, nobody has ever said that happens to them when it's hot. So I'm wondering if it's something else. It's not like I was laying down and, I don't know. I was actually sitting down just watching TV, doing nothing, So that's why it was scary. Maybe I should go to the doc.
Let us know if you'd like to share your stories with us. Let us know. We can all learn from each other, which is why we do this.
Absolutely.
Right. It's cheaper than a doctor bill.
Definitely. And I get better information from you guys. Susan Barajas, I heart you. She says you are always beautiful and only to skip the video.
Hey, and Susan, since you're listening and live, I want to first make an announcement. Lupe and I have very big shoes to fill.
Oh my goodness.
We are the co-chairs. I guess we're co-chairs because there's two of us.
Yep.
Of the 2021 virtual walk for Sjogren's this year. Susan Barajas, who's watching, has chaired the last 3. I think 3.
Forever, probably
since we started walking.
Yeah.
So Susan, we are going to do our best to make you proud. We want to, exceed your expectations. But on that note, in the show notes, there is a link to Team Sjogren Strong. It is a virtual walk because of COVID. We're not getting together. Last year, Lupe and I went down to the beach and did a walk. And then we drove to the secret Redwood Grove in Orange County, California, and did a second walk there. And it's all to raise money for the Sjogren's Foundation. So we want you to get involved with us, and especially because it's virtual. Now, if you can't walk, you can still participate and help raise funds. You can click the link in the show notes below, and it's going to take you to our team page. You can join our team with a minimum donation of $40. You get the Sjogren's Walk t-shirt, and you'll be a team member, and you can reach out to your network and help raise money for the foundation. With that having been said, if you don't want to join the team, you can donate to the team or Lupe by clicking the team member's name and making a donation to their fundraising efforts as well.
We need to make a post. We need to get on it. But you know what? I wanted to read a couple of comments.
Oh, yeah. No, please go ahead.
Lucille said that I choke at night. It does come on quickly.
Okay.
It has happened to me as well. You know what? I don't remember the name of the pill. The one that makes you produce saliva. Saligen, maybe. I don't know. But the doctor, I've taken it a couple of times and it doesn't work for me because the saliva, you get a lot of saliva for about 10-15 minutes. You get really antsy and sweaty, and it wasn't a good pill for me. So I just drink a lot of water, gum, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see. Bernice, when it's hot, I tend to get really heavy-headed, if that makes sense. Cold showers help ease the inflammation. Yes, that has happened to me as well. It's like you're in a daze, right? It's awful. Um,
While Lupe's looking for another comment, I also want to mention Team Sjogren's. If you're, a little more adventurous, Team Sjogren's actually they do some running.
Team Sjogren's. I always say I'm going to do it, and I haven't done it.
Just talking about it, my knees started to hurt right now. I gotta rub it down. Need a little ice. But they do like half marathons, and to be honest, I'm not an expert on Team Sjogren's and the running aspect of it. We've participated in the walks.
Yes.
But if you go to sjogrens.org, there's a Team Sjogren's link. I believe it's in the main menu, and you can click and find out what's coming up in your local area. And pre-COVID, I know they ran together and they did some pretty cool runs, like sanctioned runs, like what's the one in Huntington?
The Huntington Beach
Marathon.
LA, Huntington Beach, LA Marathon. You guys know what I mean.
So they're big established runs that you get to be a part of, which is really cool. We've gone down and watched some of our friends participate in them. And that's fun for us because I get to sit there and drink beer and watch them run. I don't even break a sweat. It's pretty cool.
I told Brian we have to do the one in Huntington Beach, but we haven't signed up, but we should. Bernice, the 10K, it's virtual, right? Is there one coming up? I can't remember right now.
So Team Sjogren's is both running and walking.
Yes.
So you can do both. I mean, there's no way I could run 10K right now.
We can walk. We can walk really
fast. I just need to make you mad and you chase me for 10K. That way I could complete it.
Before I throw punch you. Yeah, that's right. I think we should register. I think we should register for the
if we're going to register for it, let's register for a Team Sjogren's walk at a local marathon.
Bernice said it's the Thanksgiving weekend, so it's coming up. We can walk.
Okay. Well, we'll discuss that in a future episode of what we're going to do. But back to the virtual walk coming up. It's virtual. So we're not getting together in a meeting place. You can join. You're going to get a link to join the opening ceremonies where they're going to talk about what's going on with the foundation. And the really cool segment is Ask the Expert. They bring on doctors and sometimes dentists and sometimes eye doctors
rheumatologists
to answer your questions. Right.
Yeah.
To answer your questions. And it's going on live. And it might be too large where your question doesn't get asked, or answered. However, somebody else might have the same question and have answered or asked it prior to you getting there. And then it shuts down, and then you can leave the comfort of your own home and do your own walk, wearing your Sjogren's Walk t-shirt, knowing you did a good thing for the foundation, which does so much good for us and each and every one of you, with their drug trials and just everything they do for the community, the educational materials that we can give to doctors and dentists and eye doctors that you can download for free on their website. So many great things. And we're going to be talking about this more and more as it goes on. But the show notes is in the link. The link is in the show notes below. Check it out. Ponder it. We'd love for you to join our team. We would love for you to help the foundation by donating to our team. And if you just hate us and you'd like, I don't want to help them, but you still want to help the foundation, just go to the Sjogren's virtual walk page and donate to somebody else, as long as you're donating.
To know us is to love us.
Not everyone loves me. I'm a hard pill to swallow sometimes.
Sometimes even for me. Woo.
My mother used to tell me, I love you, but I don't like you.
I mean, that happens sometimes. Sometimes I don't like you either, but
I know.
For the most part, you're good to me. So
for the most part,
come
on. I cooked her dinner.
So this year for the walk, I think we're gonna probably. I don't know, guys. If you guys are local to Orange County, because we're gonna stay in Orange County.
I want to do the Redwoods again. 2 reasons. It's like you can throw a rock at LA County. It's right off the 57 freeway, close. Unfortunately, it's like $7 to get into the park and park. But the Redwoods, when you're hiking to the Redwoods, it's a little warm. But as soon as you get in that shade, 20, 30 degree drop, and you're in the shade and it's moist and it just feels so good in the Redwoods.
but we're not committing to the redwoods just yet. Because throat punch you. But I want to, if anybody's local to Orange County and you want to walk with us, last week we had a few walkers. Well, we had a few people. Uh, we kind of want to meet in the middle, so you guys don't have to drive too much, so we don't have to drive too much either. Kind of meet in the middle, and I think it'll definitely be fun. More people, right?
Yeah. So if you're
More
LA,
people, more
San
better.
Bernardino, Riverside, San Diego counties, you're close enough. Let's do something. Let's do something.
So I'm curious, Bernice, do you have like a training schedule that you can share with me? Because that'd be cool.
I
could
bet
start training
Susan
too.
does.
I'm sure she does too. But Susan's like, I'm only going to share it if you sign up. I got your number, Susan.
Susan Barajas is a rock star. She like runs. She's a runner.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. But
again, my knees started to throb. All right. Do you have anything else?
I mean, I think that's kind of it for me. I wanted to share my experience with you, and thank you to everybody that commented, because I wanted to know if that happens to you too. Right now, I'm really dry, So, but that's it. That's all I got.
Hey, we want to thank everybody for listening, and for those of you watching, thank you so much, whether it be on Facebook or YouTube. And this will be available on your favorite podcast player shortly after we close out here.
And we'll definitely stay live, because yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Sometimes I'm like,
I enjoy live more than edited, and we misspeak, and I get to sit here and make a fool of myself.
We could be true. We're true. This is who we are. So, comments, questions, anything, leave your comments below. I respond to all of them. Not all the time, but I definitely try.
I thought she had a boyfriend, and it's all of you. She's DMing back.
He's like, what are you doing? I said, I'm working here. Leave me alone.
Working. Well, we want to thank all of you for participating with us this evening. And until next week.
Sip constantly and stay hydrated, guys. Congratulations to Erica again. Love you guys, all of you.
Bye, everybody.
Bernie's life is fun.